Hello, I'm Carla, and you're...
Preston.
Okay, this is Tales from Cape Bretoners. Here we go. So, just so you guys know, I have to go to work next week.
Yeah.
Out in Alberta, and I'll be gone for a couple months on a shutdown, so we're kind of putting a few in the can. So if we're dressed in the same stuff, it's because we're doing more than one story in one night.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
we're just trying
so-
to, yeah.
So if you're wondering why we keep dressing in the same clothes for 3 or 4 episodes, it's not because we're stinky. It's not because we're stinky. It's because we're just doing it all in one shot.
Yeah, for
So-
sure. Yeah, not good.
So our last episode we did scary stories, like freaky kind of.
Yeah, like real life.
Yeah,
yes,
thriller, real life, scary, seriously
Yeah,
scary
really
stuff.
scary stuff. Yeah.
And so tonight we're thinking about, or tonight, I mean same night, but
Yeah.
tonight we're thinking about doing ghost stories
Yeah, we
too.
do ghost story. Yeah, ghost
Yeah.
stories.
Yeah,
Sounds
so
a good time.
yeah, so you know, I don't know if you want to
Want
start.
me to start? Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
you go ahead. You start.
So, well, actually, just a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
I went for a little ride on my side-by-side, you know, venture off Cape Breton, you know. I love that. I love Cape Breton. We have some beautiful outback place, right?
Oh, for sure.
Like some outdoor stuff.
Oh,
you know.
yeah.
Lots of nice
Gorgeous.
trails. So, anyways, I'm out there and I'm riding around, right? And, sometimes going down that fucking branch road, man, it feels like somebody's watching you, eh?
Right. Yeah.
Right, but
Speak
one
up a
night
bit.
I was out there and it was fucking a little breezy and stuff like that. And I slowed down there and I fucking stopped my machine, just enjoying the evening, right? The way the trees were blowing and stuff, right?
Speak up a little bit.
Oh yeah, and you
Yeah.
can hear the trees blowing
Yeah.
and everything, right? And I stopped at this place where we normally go to stop to look at deer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I just couldn't shake this feeling, like just had this eerie feeling, right?
Yeah.
And I fucking just get those feelings sometimes. That
Yeah, it
you're
almost
being
makes the hair on the
watched.
back of your neck
Yeah.
stand up. Yeah.
And you're
Yeah.
looking around and you're just like, fucking man, it feels like somebody's watching you, man. I don't like that feeling.
Yeah, no, me neither.
Yeah, no, but you know, as for ghost stories, yeah, there's lots of ghost stories around here. All you got to do is go anywhere in Cape Breton
Oh,
or Nova
yeah.
Scotia, and you'll
Yeah.
find one. Right? I know it sounds weird to say, right, but down in Airshot, there's so many tales and
Oh, my
fucking
goodness.
stories of ships.
Oh
and,
my goodness, there's
you know.
just tons. It's hard to remember them all, to be honest.
yeah, and there
Some of
is,
them
and,
kind
you
of
know,
bleed into each other after time, you know.
Yeah.
But I know where we're from on Jambridge Island. I mean, oh my goodness, there's all kinds of
I always had
stories about the crossroads too. I mean, we
Yeah.
used to go past the crossroads saying Hail Mary, over and over and over and over
Yeah.
and over and over.
Hey, like it was bad,
or the
omens.
Our Father prayer over and over and over and over again as we're going past those crossroads.
And they used to talk about, remember, like when we were growing up, they'd always have stories about forerunners,
Yeah,
right? So you'd foresee, like, your own, I guess.
you see your own ghost, right? So one of our great uncles had that happen. He was he worked on
They say it takes you.
he worked
die,
yeah
right?
he worked on the ship, and they had like a storage for when they catch
Yeah.
the fish, and that was like a salt storage,
Yeah.
right?
So you could.
So yeah, you just
salt
throw
it and stuff.
throw the fish in there as you catch them, and then it would end up being like salt cod or whatever
Yeah.
they were doing. Anyways, so one night he's coming home from work, and he get a ride to what we used to call the harbor. So there's George Street, George Road, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And then that kind of cuts right through the island and comes out at another harbor where our original family home from 1700s
Yeah.
is. So Uncle Lester's old place, basically. And that has its own harbor. And then if you walk about 2 miles the opposite direction, you come out in what is the general harbor of the island, where
Yeah.
most of the people live, right?
Yeah.
And so on George Street or George Row or George Road, whatever you want to call it, the reason why they called it that is because all Georges lived on it at one time.
Yeah.
Right? Not anymore, but at one time. So certainly all my life growing up and hundreds of years before that, like it was all George's up that road. So, anyways, he got to drive out to the harbor, and he was walking down George's road, and he kept hearing
And
like
then there'd
footsteps behind him.
And these times too, Jammers Island had no lights. You didn't have.
Oh no! It's like, I don't know if there's any lights now.
There was no like
No
like
street
lights.
No,
now
no,
I think
no.
they got some going down certain
Well,
parts of
we
it,
had one. Mom got one for our
Did you?
trailer.
Yeah.
Right. We had one
to
for our
light up
trailer.
the trailer.
Yeah, to light up the road at the trailer. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had one, but I think we were the only because we installed it. Like we put it in.
Yeah.
So I think we were probably the only people on that 2 mile stretch. Maybe Francis. Aunt Francis had one. Maybe. I don't recall, but they may have had one too.
Yeah.
So, anyways, you're right. There was but back then there was no lights. There was zero lights. It was just the moonlight and the road.
Even now, there's not that much like light pollution at all.
No, for sure. Like I said, if there's 2 street lights on that road, that's something, I would say. So, anyways, he started walking home, and he kept hearing these footsteps behind him, and then he stopped, and he'd look around, and there's nothing. Like you couldn't see or find anything that seemed to be making these footsteps. So he kept walking, and he keep hearing these footsteps, and they kind of quicken his pace, right? Not running, but not walking either, right? So he quickened up his pace. I guess you call it fast walking now.
Yeah.
And when he would pick up his pace, the footsteps would pick up their pace, but they were keeping in time with him. You know what I mean? So when he would speed up, they would speed up, and then he'd stop, and he'd look around, and nothing there. So he'd start walking again, and within a few seconds of him start walking, the footsteps would start coming. So then there's a part where you go down a hill and up a hill, right?
Yeah.
To go to Uncle Esther's. And so when you go down the hill, there's a lake at the bottom of the hill, and there's a creek with a pretty big cauldron that goes through that feeds the lake. So the creek comes from here and it feeds into the lake that way.
Yeah.
And so it's like a little river, right, that goes into the lake. So you come down the hill, go over that pass, and then you go up the hill, down the hill, and then out to Uncle Esther's. That's kind of how it rolls, right? So he's starting to come down the hill, and he'd stop and he'd look around and nothing. He'd start walking again, and the steps would start pacing, it'd be keeping in time with him as he's going. So he finally come to the creek, and he said, "Man, beast, or devil, come out and show yourself." And he turned around and he saw himself, and then he hooked it like right away. Right, he ran like a shot. Ran home, right? Grown man ran home, and they asked him, "What's wrong? What happened? You see a ghost?" He said, "No." He said, "I'm gonna die." So, "What do you mean you're gonna die?" He said, "I'm gonna die. I saw myself." He said, "I'm gonna die. I saw my own ghost." He said, "I'm gonna die. I saw a forerunner." Right? Yeah. And they're like, "You're just, crazy. You're drinking, whatever," right? He said no. So he was convinced. He saw what he saw, and then like 2 or 3 days later, he got locked in that salt by accident. He got locked in that salt bin where they store the fish, and he died in there. So there you go. So down there, they got a lot of foreshadows. Like, oh, geez, people seeing caskets pass them.
Well, it's like that.
Like a horse and buggy.
Yeah.
Horse and buggy with a casket on the back, kind of thing, and they'll be walking, and all of a sudden they'll hear like horses and go like, "What the hell?" See nothing, and then as it would get up to them, all of a sudden you see a horse and buggy with a casket in the back, and they were convinced that was a foreshadow they were going to die. That was their casket. And usually they died. Now, whether or not it was self-fulfilling.
Listen, I've been walking, going around, like when we were out in Blue River. Mm-hmm. You'd see a fucking flashlight, and there's nobody there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and you're fucking, walking on a trail and you catch a flashlight and you're like, oh, somebody's coming.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden the fucking flashlight
Nothing
just
there.
disappears.
Yeah, there's nothing there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird, eh?
That's
Like
fucked.
somebody's carrying a lantern or something.
That's fucked,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
And people say, I don't care what anybody says, ghosts, they're fucking real.
Oh, they exist for
Well,
sure.
definitely something happens
Yeah.
because with
Yeah.
things like that, they're fucking unexplainable.
Yeah.
And you see a fucking light, I don't care what it is. You're interested, you're walking towards the fucking light, it's
Yeah.
walking towards you, right?
Yeah.
Flashlight, and then as you get closer, it's gone.
Yeah.
And then you're, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah. And it didn't. Yeah. You know.
And
Yeah.
you're like, am I fucking crazy?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's how it usually. It's funny, like people are afraid of graveyards and stuff. But for me, I think graveyard's the last place you're going to see the ghosts because I think they stay where they die.
Well, there's.
I don't think that by the time they get to the graveyard, you're well out of your body.
Yeah, so this year we'll do Broughton, guys.
Yeah, we will do
said
the
it,
graveyard
we
this year.
We are going to do a night of Broughton. And,
Yeah, we want
we're
to
gonna
actually spend the night. We're going to get
call
like a
out
tent
some
and
spirits out there
Yeah.
and see what happens, right?
Yeah.
We'll just go out there and have some
have
fun.
a conversation, man. I'd be happy to have a conversation with spirit. Yeah.
So we'll GoPro that shit or
Yeah,
something.
see if we can find a pirate to have a conversation
Maybe do
with.
live on, I don't know, whatever. But it'll be fun anyway, so
Yeah,
we'll have
that's
a
right.
good time, I'm sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
Yeah, have a few pops. And,
yeah, for
yeah,
sure, for
yeah.
sure. But
Yeah.
there is like Cape Breton. We got a lot of beautiful little graveyards on.
Oh,
like,
my goodness,
Even going out
they're
there,
all
you want another nice looking one, but kind of all has this kind of eerie kind of feeling when you think about it.
Mhm.
It's beautiful, actually. Lewisburg,
Oh yeah.
going out towards the fortress
Yeah.
on the hill there, and it's like you look out the ocean and you're looking on the Lewisburg, and it's like
Yeah.
you think about the old way that it
Yeah.
would have fucking looked. Oh my God, that place must have been beautiful.
Oh yeah,
But
for sure.
it's just incredible, right?
Yeah.
That's what you think.
But
of.
now I would think Lewisburg has a lot of ghosts,
oh shit, yeah.
right? Like I would
Oh,
think.
yeah.
I would
think
think
the
you'd
haunts
find
from
them.
Cape Breton are
Yeah.
out there always. And,
Yeah, all the time,
they're,
yeah.
they're
Yeah.
they're cool, Doug and all those guys. But yeah, they're on YouTube
Yeah.
too. Haunts
Yeah.
from Cape Breton, and
Yeah, no, they're awesome.
always out there.
I
Yeah.
enjoy watching them. They're a lot of fun.
They go to Lewisburg
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Good Pete, yeah. Good,
But where we're from, or Jemberns Island, it's got a
creepy
lot
out
of
there.
history.
oh no, it's creepy.
Yeah,
out there.
it's got a lot of history.
Like,
I mean, it's not like I said. My family built that house in like 1792 or something.
Mhm.
Like that's an old house that's out there. My uncle Lester had.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, they only got plumbing there 15 years ago or something, right? They
Yeah,
didn't even
no,
have
for
plumbing
sure.
or anything.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is an old house where they made their own nails. Where they, I mean, this house will stand there as long as somebody will maintain it to
Yeah.
stand there. And so, anyways, so you think about that. I mean, families that have been there, hundreds and hundreds of generations.
Yeah.
I mean, McDonald's, the Hills, the McGraw's.
Well, there's a lot of like
they're all-
candles and everything. All that. This area has a lot of old names from the old country too.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So, like there's
Well,
all
Hamilton.
sorts of McIntyres and
Hamilton.
McGinnis's and
Hamilton's an
Hamilton.
old.
Yeah, I'm Hamilton.
Yeah.
And then the George, like you guys are George's, but Marsh's.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Oh yeah, no, lots.
There's all sorts.
McDonald's, like
McDonald's.
So I mean, there's a lot of
It's
history. Again, like we were saying when we first started the channel, Cape Breton, Nova Scotia, first of all,
Heritage.
goes back thousands of years
Yeah.
of people coming from Vikings and Chinese and all kinds of traders and stuff like that have been coming here for thousands of years.
Mm.
It's not a new. Even though they'll sit and talk to you about Christopher Columbus, which is just all
What a
bullshit.
bunch of
Yeah.
bullshit that was.
Yeah, found India. Good for you. You found India. Thought it was America.
Oh, you found
Yeah.
he sailed on it.
Yeah, I thought it was America, but good for you. You found India. So, I mean, that's just all fake. What the historians want to give you a nice, clean cut colonial version of what happened. This bullshit is what it is. Because, like I said, we've got artifacts here Like
Well,
you know,
no.
you go hunting in the woods
Listen,
here.
You go to Newfoundland, I'll tell you right now, Newfoundland
Well,
has
Newfoundland
fucking
has,
Viking huts that are from
yeah.
the 1400s, for
That's
fuck's
right.
sakes there.
Mhm.
So, like,
Yeah, we know.
That kibosh is everything like that about our fucking,
we
you
know for a fact. But I'll tell
so
you
we
right
all
now,
know full
you
well.
can, like, on Jamron's Island, where we're from, when we were kids, we'd go out in the woods and we'd explore and all kinds of things. And some of the stuff we'd find were foundations that have been there
Yeah.
for 1,000 years.
And how do you explain
know?
it, right?
And you
know?
can't explain
Yeah.
it, you know. You just can't explain it. We also found distilleries and stuff like that. But, you know.
They found
The
tunnels
hooch.
and everything
Found
under
the hooch.
houses, all the fucking old bootlegger, fucking rum runners.
Yeah, the rum runners, yeah.
Yeah.
We did. We found a lot of, I mean, not being used anymore, of course, but we found a lot of old stills, yeah.
Grandpa wasn't used.
Yeah, yeah. In the middle of a real thick bush that you could, well, back then you didn't have to worry about anybody flying over, but even now if you flew over it, you'd never know it was there. You'd never find it. You'd have to use thermal or something to know it's there. But, yeah, no, me and Paul found a lot of different things that, you know, like just the history is definitely there.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. It's like Oak Island. I mean, you know.
Well, there's so much history around here.
The curse of
But
Oak Island there.
even when you think about our history over here, you know, like as young as it is compared to like the old country, like.
Oh yeah.
But the stories we got here, like even imagine all the ghost stories in Halifax with the explosion.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, but and they're there.
Yeah.
Like even our restaurant, we had a restaurant. In the basement of our restaurant was a door that had a tunnel.
Yeah.
And a block, like a brick block tunnel.
Yeah.
That used to go all the way to the fort.
Yeah.
Right? So that's how far it went. And now, because the bank was next door, so it was blocked up.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'd be walking right into their safe.
Citadel Hill.
But, so, you know, that history is there. Like, I mean, there's no two ways about it. And I'll tell you, the basement of our restaurant was probably one of the creepiest places I've ever been. And Tracy would tell you the same thing. I used to have to hate going down for bread and stuff with the freezers in the basement.
Yeah.
I used to have to hate it. Because it was just gave you the creepiest, eeriest, you know.
There's some fucking areas.
Yeah,
there
like it was a dungeon.
wanna-
That's how it felt. Like, at one time, that was the dungeon. Right
wanna
where our
know
restaurant was.
Whose house had a creepy vibe like that? Trevor and Joe's and Aunt Barb and them. The house. Oh, by the way, he wants to be a guest. He's gonna come on
Oh,
and tell
okay, cool.
stories. So,
Right on.
so anyways, yeah, but his house when they owned Sunoco on Guelph Line.
Oh, yeah.
Holy fuck, man,
Yeah.
that place was
Guelph
creepy.
is haunted.
But listen, this
Yeah.
house here, that fucking house was creepy.
Yeah.
Number one, it had fucking walls
Yeah.
outside the walls.
Yeah.
You could walk outside the walls.
Yeah.
Around the house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like in between the walls.
Yeah.
That's fucked.
Yeah.
So I'm
That's
like,
creepy.
wow, man,
That's
is.
creepy,
You can
yeah.
watch people, there's like fucking weird shit in behind the fucking walls. I'm like, that's fucking weird, man.
A serial killer lived here.
You know, this is fucking creepy, man. Yeah.
I had a friend in Guelph that rented a place downtown. It was on Fergus Road.
Yeah.
And so it was a house, but she rented the upstairs. It was like an upstairs apartment. Donna Kelleher. And so she had a fish tank.
Yeah.
And she had a little shark in the fish tank.
That's pretty nice in here now,
It is beautiful. So she had a little shark in the fish tank. And she kept finding the fish outside the tank.
Yeah.
Like flapping, and she'd be like, "What the hell?" And so she'd take it, lift up put it back in, and close the lid again. And she couldn't figure out what the hell was happening.
Yeah.
To the fish, because it didn't, like, the fish couldn't get out on its own, because it, you know how the fish tank lids flip up like that.
Yeah.
So how would it get out, and then flip the lid closed again and be flapping on the top? It didn't make any sense, like how it was happening.
Yeah.
So one day we're there having coffee, and she said again, like I'm scared my fish is gonna die. It's expensive fish, as you know. Sharks are not cheap, that's for sure. They're expensive. And she said, like, I'm afraid the thing's gonna die, man. I keep finding it outside the tank, and it's really pissing me off because I can't figure out what's going on. I said, well, maybe you got a ghost. So, oh, don't fucking say that. She said, don't tell me that. I don't need to know that. I said, well, what else could it be? I said, and I looked at the tank. I couldn't figure it out either. I said, I can't understand how it's jumping out itself and doing this. It doesn't really make any sense. And so we're sitting there, we're having coffee, and we're talking, and all of a sudden I catch something out of the corner of my eye. And I grabbed her by the shoulder. And I turned my head and I looked, and the pitcher was moving, like got picked up. It was moving across the mantle to the other side. And she looked, and I looked at her, and I said, you got yourself a ghost. Right? And the pitcher got put down, and she started grabbing her shit, packing her stuff, and she was gone, man. She was so fucking fast gone, I couldn't even believe it. She had her bag packed, I bet you in about 5 minutes, and had her boyfriend come back and pack the house up. She wouldn't even go back in the house. That was it. She was out, and she wasn't going back. That was it. But yeah, it was freaking creepy too. Yeah.
No. There were some places one night we went. Here's the night. They used to have an old crematory there on the west end of Edmonton.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And a few of us decided to go down there one night, and it was in a creepy old fucking field.
Yeah.
And the night we went down there, it was like kind of like low fog.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
It's like a perfect horror movie, right? I said, "This is perfect."
Yeah, yeah. Who's got the
So,
video
anyways,
camera?
I'm thinking I'm gonna scare my little brothers, right? That's
Yeah.
what it was, right? I was
Yeah.
taking my younger brothers out
Yeah.
when they were younger, right? Teenagers. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking scare the fuck out of these guys.
Yeah, yeah,
Right?
yeah.
So, anyways, we get up to the crematory and then we start walking and exploring and stuff. And,
Yeah.
you know, I guess we would be like, what do you call it, that explorer when you're doing like the, I don't know, the younger generation, they do it. I don't know. They go around fucking exploring fucking old band
Oh yeah, the
places.
ghost hunters. Yeah.
No, the old abandoned places.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know,
yeah.
the urban
Yeah,
explorers.
urban explorers, yeah, or whatever, yeah.
So I guess that's kind of what we were doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like technology-wise, but
Yeah.
it was in the fucking
Yeah.
early 2000s, right?
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah.
Before YouTube, I think.
Yeah.
So anyways, so we go up there and we go in and we're fucking walking through this fucking big creepy building,
Yeah.
right? We start going down the stairs and there's fucking doors everywhere, and I'm like, this is fucking crazy. It's awesome, man. So we start going down the fucking stairs and then we could hear somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody was in there.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't fucking stick around and
Find out who the hell it was, yeah.
And we thought we seen a shadow.
Yeah.
Like we thought we seen somebody at the
Yeah.
end of the hall.
Yeah.
When we went down, like
Yeah.
it was closed quite a bit, and there's doors all over the fucking
Yeah.
place, and
Yeah.
entrances,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and exits.
Mm-hmm.
And well, not exits, but just doors.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, man, we fucking heard somebody, and that boy's fucking, oh, they were gone. I'm like, holy fuck. Yeah. It was.
Gone in a
I
flash.
don't know who the fuck was there, but
Crackheads.
probably, yeah, probably, right? You know,
Squatting.
fucking, you never know when the fucking, right? You know, it's obviously you're disturbing somebody's sleep.
Well, yeah, I know it was like the hospital there in Edmonton, the one where I had my eye removed. What was the name of it? Closed now. It's been closed for years now.
Which one's that? Oh, that hospital
The one hospital in Edmonton.
on the west end, yeah. That was, it's all gated up.
Yeah, I can't remember
They
the name of it now.
haven't, they shut it down and it's
They
all
did
gated
nothing.
up, but they
Yeah.
haven't, I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
I don't know, but they haven't done anything
But
with
they
the
got
property.
security that goes there because you could sneak into the building.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And
But
that's
that's a
another
creepy
one.
place.
It is. It's fucking haunted.
Oh, yeah.
It
oh,
is. It's 100%. It was on Creepy Canada too.
Yeah. No, I was. I had my eye removed there.
Yeah.
And a few times, man, I had like nightmares.
Yeah.
And I call them nightmares, but I was awake. Like, I was totally awake. I know I was awake, but
Yeah.
I don't know what else to call it.
Wow.
But it was like Freddy was coming to get me.
Yeah.
Like, so, I don't know if it was drug-induced or what, but
I
it was
used to
freaky.
have like a lot of hangs, so I fucking feel it.
yeah.
And one
Yeah,
thing
no,
I always
I
hate
never-
is old women. Fucking old
I
women.
never had that experience my whole life, nor have I had it since. But when I was in the hospital there, when I had my eye removed, man, that was like creepy, and it was like a horror film or a nightmare when you're wide awake at night, like
Yeah.
just goblins coming to get you.
Well, that's what
Literally
I
saw shit floating at me like.
I could hear somebody running around in my house,
Yeah.
and they couldn't wake up.
Mm.
I couldn't, but I was up. I
was awake. Yeah.
My eyes are open. I
Yeah.
know I'm fucking awake.
But
I'm
you
looking
can't-
I'm looking at my wife. I'm looking
I
at.
can't remember what they
I'm
call
looking
that.
at the hallway. I'm looking at the doorway.
Yeah.
Because my baby we had trust in me. He was
Yeah.
just brand new.
But you can't move.
And and Reagan was born.
Hmm.
Like she was in the room, her room. I don't even know if Tristan was born then. Yeah, he was born because I used to have fucking hags all the time. It used to drive me nuts.
Yeah, I can't remember what they call that. It's like sleep paralysis,
But
they call it something
well,
when it's in a haunted way.
It is sleep paralysis, but it technically, yeah, it's I don't know. It fucks right up.
Yeah.
It's scary.
No, but it
Shitty
happens to
feeling.
people more often than not in a ghostly experience.
Yeah,
Like
well,
that's the most.
mine used to come
like
in an old
doctors
bat.
can't
She'd come out of the fucking closets and
doctors,
everything.
yeah,
And I
doctors can't
figured out
explain
the
it.
shadow. That's what it was.
Yeah.
It was hags.
Yeah,
The shadow that used to come out and visit me and
Yeah.
stuff. They were hags because they'd always fucking put me out of like I couldn't move. I was froze.
yeah. No, that's creepy. I've had that happen once.
And then you can't fucking sleep once you wake up because
No.
you're like fucking you
You're
know it's
stressed right
there.
out, yeah.
You're like you're aware of everything and you're
Yeah,
like your
you're stressed
fucking
right out.
surroundings. You're like.
Yeah.
Your surroundings are all there, and you're looking, and you're fucking seeing somebody in front of you, and they're sitting on you,
Yeah,
and they're fucking choking you or fucking suffocating you.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah, no, I had it happen once, but it was the little kid ghost. We were moving.
Yeah.
And he didn't like the fact we were moving. And
Yeah.
so
But that's a poltergeist.
I was-
That's what that is.
Yeah, no, that
But
was
it's violent like that. That's a poltergeist.
Yeah, so it was, he went from being a happy little kid ghost to being pissed off
Yeah.
because we were moving,
Yeah.
right? And so the person I was with at the time is trying to wake me up, and I'm awake, right? I'm awake. I know I'm awake.
Yeah.
In my head, I'm awake. And I hear all this disturbance downstairs, boxes being tossed over, and all kinds of crazy ass shit happening. And I can't move.
No.
And she's like, you know, get up, get up, get up, get up. Somebody's downstairs, somebody's downstairs. I hear her, I hear what's going on downstairs. My eyes are open, but I can't move.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I'm mad. I'm fucking mad. Because I know exactly where this is coming from. I know exactly what it is. And I'm mad. And finally, she screams, and it lets go. It lets whatever it was doing to me, it let go. And I jumped out of bed and I went downstairs and I said, now you fucking listen here, you little bastard. You want to come with us? Get in a fucking box and come with us. I really don't care. But you ever fucking do that to me again, and I'm gonna fucking find a way to kick your ass, right? And that's true story. That's actually what I did. And I swear he came with us, but then something changed.
Yeah.
Something changed. So I don't know if it was him or something else got in a box and came with us. Because when we moved, we put a bunch of stuff downstairs until we could kind of sort through everything and put it away.
Yeah.
So we got all the main, you get all your main stuff all set up. And then as you're going, you get all the pictures and all, you start putting your house together, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of it was downstairs, and we had some of the kitchen stuff was downstairs.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it was. It was one of the kitchen boxes. And the minute you opened it up, that environment in the basement changed. And I mean it changed, like it was evil. Whatever the fuck was there was not good. It was not good at all.
And then you go and bite.
And so I can tell you, the minute I opened that box, I just went, nope, closed the box, ran upstairs, locked the door. We had a deadbolt on the fucking door. Locked that door, and as long as that door stayed closed, whatever it was stayed in the basement.
Yeah.
It never came out.
Yeah, you can feel when there's somebody.
And even the kids would not go in the basement and play.
Energy. You can feel dark energy.
Yeah.
I don't care, even if dark. A vibe on, like even a bad feeling from somebody.
Well, it's no different when you go to somebody's house and they've just been arguing, right? You walk in and you know they've just been arguing. You can feel it.
Cut it through like a knife.
Yeah. It's like the tension. Like, oh yeah, look at the time. I think I better go.
Yeah.
Just got here, but it's time to go.
You know what? I'm not really that hungry.
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. I didn't want to get in the middle of your argument.
But anyways,
it is that feeling. It's that kind of a feeling.
It is that kind of feeling, and it's funny what you have. Like some of us, if you allow it, you can. Well, some people do train themselves, so they have like I guess like a sixth sense.
Sixth sense, yeah.
And it's,
well, I think I think we all have it.
Yeah,
we all have it. I think it's just we all
Yeah.
have the potential.
Yeah.
I think some people just close themselves off from that. They don't want those feelings. They don't want to know.
Nobody wants to talk to dead people.
And me, I don't mind. I don't care if somebody's dead. Like as long as you ain't bothering me, I really don't care. I'll share the house with you. I don't give a shit. You want to stand over my bed and watch me? That's totally fine. Just don't fucking bother me.
No,
don't bother my sleep. Don't bother my life. Don't bother my, But have at her. I don't mind sharing the space with you. Don't care.
Yeah.
Be like Ghosts on TV, the show. You sit and watch TV. What do you want to watch tonight? I like that show. Ghosts.
Yeah.
I'm of that opinion of it,
Well,
like there's demons. I'm sure.
Well, you go playing with magic, you're gonna get burned.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. I don't.
100%.
I've never played Ouija or anything. I've never indulged in any of that
You open door, you don't know what you're fucking doing, and you play with shit like that. Dude, you play with fire, you're gonna get burned.
Yeah. I don't invite.
And that
I don't
shit
invite
is
nothing.
real. I don't care what anybody fucking says.
I don't
play
invite
with fucking black magic, you get burned.
I don't invite anything into my life like that. But I'm just saying that there's no doubt that there's that stuff in the universe. Like that stuff
There's
exists.
too many evil people out there in the world for
That's
it not
right.
to.
Exactly. Right. But by the same token, most I'm going to say most ghosts are just normal people that are stuck in this realm for a reason.
Some ghosts have a tragic ending, and those are the ghosts that like
they want justice.
when you're driving down a highway or something and you see a ghost recur.
Yeah.
And let's say for instance that same corner, 20 people died around that area.
Yeah.
I believe that some ghosts are trapped there and they want other spirits.
Yeah. Yeah.
And sometimes that
It's
possible. Who the fuck are we to say that it's us? Oh, ghosts are fucking not real.
Oh no.
Like, who it's like scientists. Oh, really? If you're gonna look at it from a point of view, always science has 3 points of view. So there's always scientific fucking points of view, right, from different scientists. So
but
who the hell are we to say ghosts don't exist?
The thing about science is, if you're a true scientist. If you're a true scientist and you really believe in science, then you never eliminate anything. Right? It's all about what you can reproduce, right? So if I do an experiment, can I produce the same results? Right?
Yeah.
Now, just like, so for example, if nothing happens, that's still a result.
Well, no. If it hasn't changed the science,
what I'm saying,
changed.
If you're a true scientist, right, and nothing happens, that's still a result.
Yeah.
So you're always looking for a result, and you're never eliminating anything from the table. Because
for sure.
If you're a true scientist, you don't know what's on the table.
Yeah,
that's
you're
the point.
always looking for.
You're always looking for
something else.
That's right. Well, whatever.
So
but
it makes it science.
That's your job. That's your job. But my point being,
but you also
that
go
if you're
on,
a true scientist, you're not going to go, oh, there's no such thing as ghosts. You believe there's a fourth dimension. You believe in string theory.
That's it, right?
Right? If you believe in string theory and there's different dimensions, then how do you know being a ghost is not an aligned dimension?
Well, who knows?
You don't know that.
Who knows?
We don't
How
know.
do we know it's not a fucking fourth dimension?
It could be. Who knows? I don't know. But
How
that's
do we
my
know?
point. So for any
Who the fuck
science,
are we saying then?
for any scientists say, "Oh, that's just horse pucky," or "That's just garbage," or no. Then you're not a very good scientist because you're not opening up your mind to the possibilities.
Yeah.
So that means you're going to limit whatever research you do. You're going to limit it to get the results you want instead of opening up to the results you get. You get what I'm saying?
Well, you know what? Here's the way I look at
Like
it.
people try
If
to
you pay
make a
somebody
narrative.
millions of dollars to fucking look for a problem, they're gonna find a problem.
Well, yeah, absolutely, I agree. I agree.
They're gonna create a fucking problem. Because
Well,
you know
it
what?
depends. Hang
You're
on.
paying them.
Hang on. It depends on. Here's the
You're
truth.
funding the fucking demon.
Here's the truth. It depends on if you find the problem, will the money keep flowing? Or if you don't find the problem, will the money keep flowing? So that's the question. So if the money keeps flowing when I don't solve the problem, well, then I'm never going to solve the problem. But if the money keeps flowing when I solve the problem, then I'm going to find a problem.
No, yeah,
Right?
create
It's all
a
about the
problem.
money.
It's all about creating the
It's all
problem.
about the
Fucking
money.
Take the money.
So, anyways, folks, that's
That's
another
one
episode.
of our ghost night there, and
Yeah.
anyways,
Yeah, we're gonna do when I come back in August. We're gonna do a camp night because it'll be warmer.
yeah,
It'll
we'll
be
do
nicer.
some. Yeah, we'll do something.
We're gonna do a
something fun.
camp night. Maybe
Out to-
maybe two. We might do one at the quarry too. So, anyways, we're gonna
Well,
get
we'll
out.
have some guests here,
Yeah.
so that might be
Yeah.
one we could bring some guests on.
Oh, it'll be fun. We'll bring Anthony and everybody. Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
Tim
We'll,
Anderson.
yeah. We'll bring a bunch of people out camping
Oh,
and
shit, we'll have to delete.
have some fun.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So, anyways, folks, that's it. That's another one for tonight.
That's right.
Okay.
Enjoy your night, guys.
Yeah,
Thanks.
have a
and,
good one.
Hit the, like and
Shabbat.
subscribe, hit the like and subscribe button. and-
Absolutely. Shabbat.
Shabbat. Show shit.
Shabbato. All right.